Someone said PM sessions are always boring. I wouldn't say they're always boring. I've caught some huge trades out of the PM session. They are boring until something happens. So when price does start to move, so initially, if you get a clean setup inside the PM, it will be very slow. Once the setup has formed and it starts to move out of the fair value gap, which is that high probability fair value gap inside of the PM, it will accelerate price to like it's almost in the AM session, and each 1 minute candle will start to move like 50 handles or so. So it moves quite aggressively in the PM. So when it starts to move, it moves. But some PM sessions, you're right, they are quite boring, to be honest. So this may be a boring PM session, we'll see. We still got another 15 minutes left or so. How many trades you take every month? So it depends on the month, because some months it's going to offer us a lot of clean setups and we'll take all of the trades which are presented to us, and then some months we're not going to barely take any trades at all. So ultimately depends on the month. How's your win rate? So the win rate also depends on the month, but I'd say throughout the course of 2024 the win rate sits around 60%, and to some of you that may sound quite low, but you've been brainwashed by social media. So an honest win rate's around 60% throughout the course of the whole year. And then we had some months last year where our win rate sits around 85%. So it depends on the month. So month to month, it varies a lot, but throughout the whole course of the year, it's going to average out around 60%. And months such as March, April of last year, we had around 85, even April was around 87% win rate, which was insane. And then if you come to a month like November, our win rate sat around 48 or 50% for the month, probably around 45, 48%. And then other months such as July, it just sits around basic 70% win rate. So yeah, it depends month to month. But as long as you got good risk management, when you have a slow spell or a bad period, you're going to be able to get through it for sure. Milo, do you feel moving forward into the new year, price action will get better than what we saw from November until now? So this year, I'll be honest, the price action, I'm loving it. I think it's very easy to read, super clean. I can't fault the price action at the moment. It's very, very clean. I've seen some huge trades over the past couple weeks, and we've secured many of them. And the price action is definitely very, very clean. So you can't fault the price action so far this year. And it's only going to get more volatile. So over the next few months, as we approach February, March, April, May, all of these months, they're going to get more volatile and the price action just gets cleaner. And it's not only that, when you do target that final TP or that set of London lows, it's going to be around 220 handles away. So the amount of money that you'll be making is way more significant to months like November, where your final TP will be at like 95 handles or so. What's better, the unicorn model or turtle soup? So the model that I trade the most is the unicorn model plus the power 3. So if you study them two both combined and you understand obviously everything else to do with ICT concepts, then you'll be just fine. So if you understand those two things, you're pretty much 80% there to getting to where you need to be. Got a bearish SMT for ES. So ES is the weaker pair here. So if we also see a displacement lower here for price, I would like to see a displacement below this previous short-term low, because that will give us a 2-minute bearish mitigation block. So let's see whether we get a strong close and more of a displacement lower here for price. Okay, so if we get a closure like this, I'm going to enter short off the mitigation and the 1-minute bearish gap, which is presented here for price. Okay, so we've got relatively low risk on this trade, only risking 14 handles. So this is the reason we took this trade. It's around a 1 to 9R, and there's no reason to move your stops to that short-term high. Just leave it. We're only risking 14 handles, and we entered short for the 1 minute bearish. Let's see whether we start to see an acceleration in price towards our first EP, which is at 30 handles, which is at this first short-term low for price. So the first low, which is actually created for price, is our first TP. And then our second TP is just above the 62% retracement for price. And our final TP is at the opposing liquidity, which is at these relative equal lows. Okay, so as of now, move your stops just above that short-term high at 8 handles. So move your stops at 537. So we should start to see an acceleration in price at this point. So now we're only risking 8 handles on this trade. Okay, so ES just took out these equal lows. I'm going to move my stops to break even. ES took out these equal lows, so I just moved my stops to break even. It's risk free. If it comes back to break even, I know it's relatively close, but price is extremely slow and it should accelerate from this point. It shouldn't really come back to break even. If it does, then it's just a break even PM. Someone said, I don't get why you talk about handles and I have to do with lot FTMO account with C trader. So when I talk about handles, it just means one handle is 1 point on NQ. Points, handles, it's all the same thing, you know. There's no difference between it. And this PM session's been relatively slow, and if it comes back to break even, then that's us out of this trade. It's pretty much going to take us out. We're literally a couple ticks off at this point. So I don't really care if it takes me out of break even. I'll just wait until Thursday and see if there's any opportunities. But at this point, price should have accelerated towards first and second TP. It's taken its time. ES is definitely the weaker pair here, as NQ is just hanging around this area. But there you go. So we've just got taken out at break even. So that was just a break even trade. Break even PM session. And the reason why I didn't trail my stop and leave it at the short-term high is because there's simply no point. It's the PM session and price should have gone at this point. So I'll take it as a break-even trade. Someone said tons of newbies here, I can see. Yeah, of course. I mean, there's a lot of experienced ICT traders in this group, and there's also a lot of people who are new to trading and probably never even traded before. And this is definitely the place for everyone, because everyone shares different ideas and helps out the people who are obviously new to trading. And then the people who are more experienced obviously learn from me and obviously other people who are more experienced than them. So that's the whole point in this group. Not only do you get to watch me trade live and take the same trades, but you also understand the thought process and how patient I am when I take a trade. Because some traders, they're throwing their desk and chair out of the window when they make, you know, a couple $100. Yesterday I got a bit excited, but yeah, I made a lot of money. So it's like, fucking hell, you'd have to be a robot to not at least get a little gassed over making that much. 2 minute and 5 minute Koch. I'm still going to hang around for this trade. Yeah, so I've been taken out of break even at this point. And if you're still in the trade, then, I mean, I just didn't want to trail my stops at the short-term high because it should have went at this point. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So we're done for the PM session. No trades in the AM. We won't be trading tomorrow because it's FOMC. By all means, if you want to trade the AM tomorrow, then be extremely careful and look for A+ setups only. You guys know exactly what an A+ is like. Someone said yesterday it was amazing. Absolutely it was. Yeah, it was very good. So tomorrow will be 50-50 whether the AM's good or not, but I won't be trading because of FOMC. Thursday and Friday, there is not a problem with Thursday and Friday. It's going to be just fine. So we'll take a look at Thursday and Friday for sure. Your trading psychology is the best. I appreciate it, bro. Anyway, so I hope everyone has a great rest of their evening and has a good day tomorrow, because I won't be going live tomorrow. It will be a day off for us, for many of you. I'll be back on Thursday, so I'll speak to you guys shortly.